Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge podcast. My name's Josh. Thanks for joining me today. We're talking about Mindy Minx and her husband, Gandalf the Purple. I think he's one of the Gandalfs. Okay, he's older than the wizards. Anyway, during my last video, a lot of people said, you gotta look at the Dr. Phil episode, so I'm gonna take a look at it today. I could have perused it a little bit, and then they did a reaction to them watching it. It's just fun making fun of them. I don't know, they're so easy to snark on, and all of my goodness of my snark comes out with Mindy Minx and her husband, what's his name? The Crypt Keeper, or whatever his name is. Let's do it. So on the Mindy Minx Snark page, only 475 members, guys. So head over there. Let's get those up there. Mindy Minx Snark page, okay? This is what they post. So I'm so glad Josh finally discovered these two. I was a follower of Mindy for years. I watched every video of hers, chatted a few times on Instagram. I also follow some snark threads about their influencers, about other influencers, and hoped no one would ever snark on her. Her videos were my fave way of winding down and relaxing after work. There's other things you can watch. Then she changed a lot. I finally slowly began to see her true colors, complaining all the time, going missing in action from social media with no notice or explanation. Not that she owes us this, but if you're an influencer with an audience that literally pays you, claiming she needed IVF when it's only because you married an old ass man that doesn't want kids anymore. Her ignoring Elle's delays, always wanting to be cozy instead of taking her son to experience things outdoors. Sometimes I'll watch her videos on YouTube, but they're so boring now. She just needs to get off social media and get a real job. And so what I'm seeing here, and again, it's very rare that I do a video where I get less than 95% like ratio. So and she got a lot of love. She got a lot of haters for me that coming after me for covering her. Wow, so what's the outcome here though? Wow, so you got blocked. Who cares? Sound like someone is insecure and needs new content for YouTube. Yeah, I'm also salty because people exploit children and bring them up in a world where they are out caught cheating, using power dynamics to flirt with a 19-year-old girl, then having kids after reversing a vasectomy. Apparently he wasn't blowing dust. They had to just dig into his loins to grab the sperm I don't know. Anyway, it was weird. I'll look into it a little bit more. What I do here is Rosa May, whatever the hell your name is I call out child exploiters. Generally, for the most part, not all the time, but it's what I mainly do here. And that's what these people are. A lot of people love the snark. This dude could be your dad. Yes, her grandfather, maybe. All you are haters are just jealous. Okay, all you who are haters are just jealous. Okay, see, they said that. Mindy and Larry are beautiful people. Here, another one. I have followed Mindy for years. You follow Mindy for years. They're a very cute couple. I mean, in the caregiver nursing home type way, maybe, yeah. I love Larry. He's such a nice man. Her kids are very cute. Put a comma in there. Why is it your business? See, I'm getting like tons of hate, and it's always like at the end, like I get all my regular watchers, 50,000 views, and then the last 10,000, it's like people who are just stumbling upon me for the first time, and it's awesome to see because it gives me an opportunity to educate you even more because they're gonna come watch this one. Someone said, Minx makes it everyone's business posting it on the internet. Josh is bringing awareness to Larry's predatory behavior and child exploitation. And then the person writes, I thought you were going to try and convince me a valued point. But no, that didn't happen. You provided Karen. You want to mind someone else's business. Why are we talking to these people? Okay, you can't even speak. Holy shit, this is their audience. They can't write. They're not happily married. They are doing it like if they didn't have a YouTube channel, if this wasn't her main source of making income, I guarantee you they wouldn't be together. Okay? She's amazing and DCP needs to be stopped. I'm the arch nemesis. It was interesting to see how her minions reacted to this video. They're unfazed at the fact that Larry was married and he was a predator preying on a young girl. Just because they are seemingly happy now and he is not physically abusive as far as we know, doesn't mean this type of relationship should be normalized or praised even. It doesn't mean that he hasn't ruined her life in some aspect. She will be a caretaker by 45 and a widow in her 50s. It just shows they have no morals. When he said she has a Dumbledore kink and called her a space cadet, I forgot I said that. Another thing that they do is that apparently they don't even like their children. Like if you look on the Snark page, they're out with their children once in a blue moon because they get called out and then she takes them to Target. what it looks like, and to her credit for the 30-year age gap for this old man, is that maybe she's an old soul. This exists. There are people that exist that are old inside their bodies. Like they're homebodies. They don't want it. They knit. They wish they lived in the 40s. You know what I mean? They are old inside their bodies, in their minds. And so that's the life that they prefer. And so that's the partner that they choose. So to her credit, maybe that's what it is, because apparently they don't go anywhere. And there's been a lot of red flags about their children, which they have shown people, these children. That's why people know about these red flags in their kids, and they don't do anything about it. Like, she doesn't look very happy here. And apparently they don't go at all. Running errands is a road trip. It's a special day when the kids get to leave the house and drive around in circles. Liam verbally stimming, Emma in a container 100% of the day, Mindy looking miserable anytime the kids make a sound. Why did she have kids? I genuinely don't understand. I love how this was her proving she gets the kids out of the house. Wow, spending 3 hours stuck in a car is super enriching for the development. Now, this is the reason why this is important is because people know, because what Mindy shows them. And people are like, she's not exploiting kids. Then how do these people know so much about her children? Right? So, F off. I'm a fan of Dr. Phil, by the way. I'm not doing this as not a fan of Dr. Phil. I like him. I think he's against child exploitation. So I don't think he saw that part in this, because that's not necessarily what they were about then. And I'm not saying that's what they're completely about now, right? But that's what they have become to a degree. So that's why they get to be on the Snark page with DCP. So let's take a listen to this Dr. Phil episode.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to a new video. Today I'm going to be testing out new products. Gorgeous shades. Larry is behind me getting ready for the day.
He's getting his walker out. He's got his socks pulled up to his knees.
Say hi, babe. Hi, babe. Let me just tell you guys what I'm doing with my healthy eating. Larry, do you know what this is? The black tea.
Larry doesn't know what it is. The fact that they're Harry Potter crazed people too is kind of funny. Even though I love Harry Potter, but not to this degree. Like, you have essential oils for Harry Potter? Relax.
London Classic Serum.
Buzz her out.
All done.
Well, as you just saw, Mindy was preoccupied with talking to someone off camera during her show. Now, her viewers also noticed, and they got curious, and they asked Mindy who this mystery person was standing behind the scenes. So, she revealed a secret.
Ever since I really started filming, people became curious. They noticed that I was...
They literally have a golden snitch floating on a damn UFO back. Get out of here! You're adults! Well, you are, sort of.
Married, and this, everybody, is my husband.
Larry, if you're trying to overcome the predator stat thing, Larry, if you're trying to overcome the predator allegations, maybe don't grow a shitty mustache. A pred stash. Don't grow a pred stash if you're trying to overcome predator things. Okay? This is some advice. So the big reveal is Larry not getting a haircut and growing a pred stash. You need to take more control of this man. Mindy, you understand?
Hi.
His name...
I mean, you're going to have to control everything and change his diaper soon. You're going to have to be doing all that stuff anyway, right? Giving him his meds, wiping his butt. Look at his face here. Looks like AI drew an old person.
is Larry. Obviously, as you can tell, we do have an age difference.
You think?
I am going to be 28 this year, and Larry is just turned 58. We have...
He's like, and his bone cracks. Osteosporosis. Or your bones are weak? Okay.
been married for 3 years. We met like 6.5 years.
He got married in his police uniform. Yes. Oh, you're making it easy for me, Larry, and I appreciate you for that. I appreciate you. And the photographer messed up a little bit. I would have had them take a half step to the right. Just like a quarter step to the right. It's not perfect center. It's pissing me off.
When I was 20, and he was actually the police officer. He came...
So they got married when she was 20. Is that what she said? So she says 20 now, not 19. She's lying for Dr. Phil.
And he was actually the police officer. He came...
Glasses.
to a fender bender car accident that I had.
Correction.
For the first year, I didn't introduce Larry on my
Of course, he brings two shitty cameras with him. Look, if you're gonna go full frame, just stick to full frame, bro. Don't bring your other shitty little camera with your little shitty lenses. Okay, you don't even go here. This freaking doesn't even have L series. Little loser.
because I was afraid of opening ourselves up the channel sort of blew up.
Hi everybody and welcome back. And
So this is, again, it's really interesting she said that. The channel blew up because people were coming now to witness this giant, crazy age gap. And then they started digging into Larry and figuring out that he cheated on his wife. He's estranged from his kid. Nobody wants to be part of that. Plus, I'm still, the ex. Larry's ex and son. I'm happy to hear, even if you want to be anonymous, I'm happy to keep you anonymous. I'd love to hear the story, the origin story of Larry and how if he did cheat and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, so she found it went viral, and so she capitalized on that moment. Same with having IVF kits. A lot of IVF people in their journeys get tons of viewers and tons of money, and so they capitalize on the IVF journey. And then they jump on that. And it sounds like they just wanted the IVF journey and not the kids that came along with it. And then they did 2 of them, and now apparently they're going to try for another one. Dude, this again, you're going to be pulling out sawdust pretty soon, so relax.
And we got a lot of love and support, but
You're going to be birthing a piece of wood.
we're also faced with a lot of hate.
recently we have developed a hater that has seeked our personal information
Sought!
and has actually
Larry's like, I have a goatee now. I ain't messing around. Although he's weapons trained, probably.
sent things to our home. Dr. Phil, how do I not feel personally attacked online when I receive a negative comment about my marriage to Larry?
Dr. Phil.
Thank you.
Okay, so what was it like when you met Larry?
So when I first met him, I was actually in a mild fender bender car crash.
They just said that on the video.
Right?
Yes.
Let's hold hands for the video. She's nervous. Crazy nervous.
He wasn't the other driver.
No, he wasn't.
He was
a
the
police
cop.
officer that showed up.
He was. He was the officer that came out of the car to take the report. And it was funny because the friend that I was with in the car, we were like laughing, like, ooh, will he be a cute officer, you know? And then he got out of the car and I was like, oh, he's cute, but he's a little bit older. He's too old for me.
He still is. He's too old for everybody. He's too old for Queen Elizabeth, who's been dead for like 5 years.
I had to get a police report. I went up there and he asked me a strange question if I wanted, if I liked my photo taken. And I was
Yeah, that's creepy, man.
like, sure, why not? And
Pan to the audience. I want to see their reaction to that.
that's how we started texting.
Oh, yes. If this was my daughter, I would definitely say no to that.
He's a photographer.
He's a police officer. He's not a photographer. Just because you own a camera doesn't make you a photographer. Okay, you can call yourself a photographer if you want, but you're not. Okay, just because you take pictures of 19-year-old girls and use your position of power to like stalk them at car accidents and shit like that. That's super weird, man. He's not a photographer.
Because that sounds kind of strange.
It is. It doesn't sound it. The reality is that it is kind of strange.
I was going to ask you to clarify that because that sounded a little creepy.
You think?
Unless he was a photographer, and then
No, it's even if he was a photographer, still creepy. And he's not a photographer. Does he have a website with models that he's like, look, I'm a photographer, I do this for a living? No, he doesn't. He's a police officer that targets 19-year-old girls and then uses that to give you confidence, and that's his pickup line, and it worked. So no, it's still creepy because he's not a professional photographer, he's a police officer.
yeah, I get it. So Larry, when you first met, did you worry you weren't going to have anything in common with
They still don't have anything, except for Harry Potter, I guess.
Hero Girl?
Absolutely. Yes, I had no clue whatsoever that this would develop into a relationship and a marriage. I made a
Well, you were also married. And Dr. Phil doesn't ask that, I don't think.
comment once about me being with Mindy was almost like me winning the lottery. And that was kind of the floodgate to open up comments about, oh, you won the lottery, you're rich. She's a gold digger.
No. And again, Larry, you didn't win the lottery with your first marriage and your first kid? That was all just garbage until you met a literal teenager? I can't get over that. This guy was married and had probably been married for 20-something years with a kid who was older than Mindy. I'm not going to be wrong about that. Or at least around the same age as Mindy. And he's living his life as if nothing ever existed in the past. And Mindy has this channel where they expose their life and their personal life, but they never talk about that.
So how long did it take your family and friends to get behind this relationship and support it?
Dentures are moving.
Secret for a year because I was afraid to tell anybody. My best friend knew, but that was it. And then I finally told my mom. She was worried that it was a phase, but she still was kind of supportive. She met Larry and everything.
What's the age?
She met Larry and went, oh my God, Larry, we're in the same book club. That Larry? We go to bingo all the time together. Oh, he's a great gay. What?
Difference between your mother and Larry?
Is it 20 years? No, wait. She's 40, 48, 10 years.
Oh, he's 10 years older than her mom. He could be dating her mom.
Okay.
And he's older than my parents, which is...
Gross. It's gross. You could say it.
Well, he's older than your mother.
Yes.
By 10 years.
Yes.
So you have this channel
We do.
that you do, and you have a lot of people on your channel that follow you, and people started asking, who are you talking to? So you decided, all right, I'm going to introduce, this is my husband. And when you did, what happened?
So at first, a
It
lot
went viral and we made more money, and so we kept doing it.
of the comments were really supportive. But then I think the video started getting shared, which brought in a lot of hate, a lot of negativity. People were not so nice. They were a little nasty.
That's okay. You're allowed. That's allowed. That's the internet. Welcome to the internet. Larry's like, the internet? What is that?
Well, here are some of the comments. Larry is a blanking pedophile. Mindy is being raped by her father.
Damn.
The mental issues.
Yes.
Gold digger.
Nah.
You're waiting for this saggy bald man to die
Check. Pretty sure his wife probably gets that anyway. His ex-wife, sorry.
so you can collect the check. Then other bullying. Stranger called Mindy's phone on repeat, right?
Yeah, don't do that.
Somebody
Yeah.
just kept calling you and calling you.
Worse
That's
than that.
that's weird.
And then the caller also cranked your mom and dad, right? Caller said
How the hell are they getting your mom and dad's phone number?
to Mindy's dad, why are you letting a pedophile blank your daughter? A stranger sent pizza to your home.
I mean, the pizza one. What kind of pizza? You know? But yeah, I get that. I understand that this part is really garbagey, and I don't like that people feel the need to leave. Now, my snark is there, but my snark is just fine, and I have a purpose of my snark. I think a lot of people were just upset that this girl's off the market. Maybe, I don't know. So apparently there's more to this whole thing. I guess there's like more segments. So I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but basically, here's my advice to influencers who go through this type of problem. Get off the internet. I get it all the time too. I get a lot of hate. I get a lot of accusations. People call my phone too. It happens. Like, I just don't talk about it every day because I don't need the attention from it. I don't want to encourage others to do it. But yeah, I mean, if anybody would ever approach me in real life and try to start something, it's probably going to be the last thing they did. Like, I'm not joking. Like, just don't, especially if it's my kids are around or something, just don't do it, right? And I understand for a lot of people that I cover in here, that a lot of them are women, and they just don't have that. Obviously, you don't want to be getting in fights, but I understand that. That's really dangerous. And so, like, the thing, though, like we talk about when it comes to so many cases, is that you just don't get your privacy anymore. So, do you deserve it? Probably not. I mean, if you're a child exploiter, you deserve whatever, within legal means to stop you from doing it. But the thing about being an influencer is that this is what comes with it. And I've said it a million times. And if you don't like it, there's like there's a really easy solution. And if you just get off the internet, just walk away. But they never do that. They always like just complain and go on Dr. Phil, talk about it, or like try to hire lawyers to like dox their thing, which is a big crazy thing. A lot of them are trying to hire investigators to get at who the haters are, which is, I mean, I understand that. You want to know who they are. You want to have a face to the haters, because I've had that too, where people said some shit and I'm like, okay, I want to know what your face looks like, so if you ever approach me in public, I know who you are. And I get that, right? But, the simple solution is if you actually hate it, which they don't, by the way, it's just walk away. And none of them ever walk away. They never do. That's never part of the solution, ever.
One pet peeve that I have with Mindy, she is one messy creature.
The first one I have
It's because she's a teenager.
down is your temper tantrum over electronics when they're not working.
But the nice part about it is having her being so much younger, and I hand it to her, and within like 30 seconds it's fixed.
I don't think so. I don't think that's true.
2, she likes to complain. It's too hot in Florida.
You leave piles of stuff in the house.
I don't even want to put any of that junk. Bye!
Oh, I hate that.
Well, we're here with 27-year-old Mindy and her 58-year-old husband, Larry.
31-year-old difference.
Now, they insist that their 30-year age difference doesn't cause any problems in their marriage, between the two of them, but not everyone is supportive. Now,
Again, it might not. I honestly believe because her life is social media now, Larry's part of it, that she just has to kind of go with it. That's what I honestly believe. So I don't think, and maybe they're copacetic and they live together and they're roommates, and that's what I think. I don't think that they're actually in love, and I think Mindy completely regrets this whole path that she took, but she has no other choice now.
You have to know that this would be controversial, which is why you didn't introduce him
Exactly.
to everybody the day the relationship started. The reason you didn't put him on camera right from the beginning. So you had concerns about it.
I did, because we're different. and
So
people
you can't be surprised when you got a reaction.
Exactly.
Right?
Not
But she is.
surprised.
He's trying to tell you, Mindy, you can't be surprised at that. And she's like, you're right, totally. You don't get what he's saying, Mindy. You don't understand what Dr. Phil's saying to your face.
Just a little concerned. I expect a certain amount of hate. I think that anybody that puts themselves out there is
good.
going to receive it.
She gets it.
Right.
However, when somebody sends items to your home and is scary and
What items? Again, if it's pizza, what kind of pizza is it? Is it Harry Potter wands?
threatening beyond belief, that's a little... Where do you draw the line with that?
Right.
Or how-
Call the police. That's what you draw the line with that. In fact, you have recourse when somebody crosses the line, and there's so many people who do that. But online, I think that's probably one person, that's maybe two that's happened. It's happened to me a bunch of times, but like for the overall majority of my hate, it's just a bunch of old ladies getting mad that I make fun of people's thumbs. Okay, and so that's relatively harmless. They're just they exist in this dichotomy, and I accept it, and it's just kind of like we're copacetic. We live together in nature, and it works, right? But she's saying that that's like all she gets, and that's not even true. It just really isn't.
you cope with it.
My initial response to the hate that was being generated on comments was, it doesn't bother me. And I've tried to tell her, if it's a family member, someone close, someone that you've invested a lot in emotions and time with, and they say something negative towards you,
They do. They just do it behind your back.
can understand being hurt. But these people we've never met, we don't know them, we'll
He's kind of right.
probably never see them. We
I
don't
hope.
get a chance to know them. So as far as whatever they have to say about me, I could care less. And
That's because Larry's not on the internet. He has no social media. All the most his social media is from her. He's how do you uses the text on his phone? It's just 3 words. It's how big it is. So he doesn't read the comments. That's how it doesn't bother him. He's gross. And if his wife and his son actually come out with the truth someday, it's gonna bother him then, I bet you. Oh, Larry! Oh, Larry's old.
You have 2 categories.
Okay, I don't
Know
care.
if I should
Anyway,
respond or not.
I don't get a copyright strike because of this. So let's go to they're reacting to their episode on Dr. Phil. I guess it opens with some of their fans watching it. Is this their family? Is this Larry's younger brother here? It's funny.
Another millennial YouTuber who says her show brought popularity as well as cyberbullies, and she doesn't know what to do
Look at the decorations in here. That's something.
about that. We'll be right back.
That's Texas. So this must be her mom, I think, maybe? Her dad's like, my stupid, dumb daughter. Why are you clapping like that? No one else is. He's peeking. I think that might be her mom. And her dad.
Mindy's channel is called Mindy Minx, and mostly focuses on giving beauty tips from her home. Take a look.
This hater. Why you gotta hate?
It's her brother, maybe?
What was it like when you met Larry?
So when I first met him, I was actually in his
That's
Is this guy literally holding a camcorder? Like Blair Witch product?
my sister,
Blair Witch Project. Not Blair Witch Product.
baby.
It is his sister.
Yo, and to all the haters out there, you mess with Mindy, you mess
This guy's 5'6", probably.
with me, let's go.
Introduce him.
Who's this? This must be Larry's daughter?
Ship started. The reason you
This must be Mindy's sister? I don't know who that is.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to a new video. Larry and I are in the kitchen because it is currently pitch
Hey, look! It's Larry in 3 years. she's gonna wake up next time and be like, oh, Larry, forgot your skin routine.
Back outside, and it is the room that has the most light. We don't usually film in here.
No.
No one gives a shit, Mindy. You're making up weird stuff like Larry. Tell us how you met. Well, okay, here's the process of how an accident goes down, okay? You show up and you got to put your little lights on, okay? And then you get out the car, get your belt, adjust your badge, head over with your number. No one cares about that stuff. Just get to the story.
Today, we are going to be reacting to our Dr. Phil episode, which aired yesterday. Wow.
Nice colors.
And come on, Lexies, come on. So our Dr. Phil episode aired on October 8th, and which is my birthday, so it was an amazing birthday. And we want to thank all of you guys who watched yesterday. As some
Excluding, well, Larry's ex-family, they watched it too, and they're like, this bitch.
of you know, the topic was about online hate, but we also have so much love and support. So we do want to thank each and every one of you that are
Thanks, lovers.
so loving and so supportive. And
Look, again, it's really not the age gap thing. That's for me. I mean, obviously it's a part of it, but it's not the main thing. The main thing is that you guys show your life on the internet and you get mad at haters, and then you showed your kids. You wouldn't even never have landed on my radar if you didn't exploit your children. You would never have been there at all. But it's whatever it takes for these people, right? Whatever it's going to take. So Mindy had a channel that likely wasn't very popular until she introduced, this dinosaur over here. Then she started taking off, and so she introduced the dinosaur more. Then the dinosaur became part of the channel, Mindy and the Dinosaur vlogs, right? And then, okay, well, that's starting to die off. That's kind of down. So what are we going to do at IVF? Even though this guy got his shit snipped probably 30 years ago, okay, it's IVF journey time, because that's going to make you money. Having children on the internet makes you a lot of money. Being pregnant online makes you a lot of money. That's always the evolution of influencer culture generally. It's like they start here, doesn't work, they hit something that hits, and then that doesn't work anymore, and then it hits, and then it's babies. It's always babies. And kids always suffer the consequences of their parents. Again, this guy, as for much as we laugh about it, he's almost 60 years old, okay? The average lifespan of a person in the US is something, 70, 80 if you're lucky. He looks pretty healthy. Maybe he'll live to be about 85. Okay, maybe. Maybe even older. Maybe he lives to be 120. Doesn't matter if he has on the long end of the life spectrum. His children are going to be without their father for most of their life. Okay, that's just selfish. Sorry, it is. Shouldn't be having children when you're 60.
helps you guys as well. If you guys are dealing with any online hate or in life hate, it doesn't have to just be online, but hopefully this will help you guys
Well, good. Let me see if this helps me with my haters, Mindy. I'm going to listen to your advice.
as well. Are you ready to react to this?
I'm ready.
Nice shirt, Larry. Going bowling later?
So you guys will be seeing it right here. I'm going to do my best to fit it in the screen right here.
No one cares,
So.
Mindy.
Let's begin. I pulled the video from YouTube. It's in 2 segments. Dr. Phil posted 2 different videos. So there's part 1 and part 2. But it's like a segment.
We
So
don't care, man. Stop. Gonna call these Larryisms from now on.
Video today, I'm going to be testing out new products. Gorgeous shades. Larry is behind me getting ready for the day.
you know when you scared me.
I'm just telling you guys
sure.
what I'm doing.
Larry, you scare everybody, so... I mean, which time did I scare you, darling?
Well, as you just saw, Mindy was
Man, people who don't know technology piss me off. I thought Mindy was a technologist. She's like, whenever my phone breaks, I hand it to Mindy, she fixes it. You can't even get audio out of your laptop for this video properly? Come on!
preoccupied talking to someone off
Now let's pause it right here.
Let's pause it where there's pictures of me all over the screen. It's just me. It's me.
As this was going on, we were
She didn't pause it.
backstage getting introduced, and when we were kind of like behind this curtain backstage, and I was like, oh my god, what's happening? What was funny is we were sitting backstage, we watched the first segment, and Larry, I was so nervous, and I held out my hand and I was like this, and I was like, are you
Larry's like, look at me too, but it's just, that's normal aging.
And they got curious, and they asked Mindy who this mystery person was standing behind the scenes.
Hi!
I revealed Larry at 5,600 subscribers, just in case you guys
See? And now she's at like, how many is she at now? 279,000. So her oldest video is, here it is, my first YouTube video, a few of my beauty fragrance, has 24,000 views. And again, that's probably just over time as she grew. Probably only had 100 subscribers. Harry Potter Hall, Wizarding World of Harry Potter Universe, Quidditch. Like, 9,000. This is, so again, they all went back to the first video. So this is about where it landed at her peak at the time. 9,000, 5,000, 3,000, 2,000, 3,000. It's nothing crazy. Nothing at all. That's not that bad, though, okay? And that was 2017. So that was like 6 years ago. Almost 6 years ago? 5 years ago? No, sorry. I'm stupid. That was 8 years ago. I math nothing. I suck at math. I am math bad. She starts going a little bit for 1,000 views. She's just trying to be your standard makeup beauty influencer, a home haul decorator, you know, and this stuff like kind of hits. Like this stuff is good. She's got the perfect look for it. She's got the perfect persona for it, and likely would have just had mild success for a bit, and just kind of just went on and been like a, you know, a Love Mag or Bits of Bish type of thing, right? Boom, boom, boom. Where does she introduce Larry? I got to see. So she says at 5,000 subscribers. So she's still not at 5,000 up to this point. There it is. Meet my husband. Okay, look at this. 10,000, 3.5 thousand. Meet my husband. Yes, we're 30 years apart. 762,000 views. From an average of like 3,000 views to 762,000 views. And then back to unboxing Harry Potter, 4,000 views. Right? So she thought, okay, I got that big boost. Probably got a few tens of thousands of subscribers from it. Let's now do this and get back to the original content I wanted to do, that I think I want to do on my channel. Not gonna happen. Then it brings back Larry. Husband and wife Q&A, our wedding, having kids criticism. 830,000 views. She found what she was looking for, and it was in Larry's old balls. You know, decorating her Hogwarts Christmas tree, 9,000. Bath and Body Works, 6,000. Right? Geek Gear 2K brings back Larry, 12K. Now it's not, hey, Larry's old balls, but it's Larry's in there in the thumbnail, 12,000 views, okay? And then Larry just is a big part of the channel for a long time. The views are just increasing. She's making good money because every time Larry's in, it's up. Look at this. Our winter and nighttime, 1.8 million views with Larry. Okay, that we watched that and we laughed about it. So Larry was her answer. So they are on a baby journey here. I just didn't see anything about it. So that's it. And that's the next big thing. And then if you look at the top views or video, right? In the popular, then they start having babies, birth vlogs, and everything else. So that's the natural progression of her channel. And now she has nothing. And then until he dies, and then she'll make videos about him dying. Living as a widow in Florida heat.
She revealed the secret.
Ever since I really started filming, people became curious. They noticed that I was married, and
did they just do the whole thing we just watched? Oh, bitch.
His name is Larry. Obviously, as you can tell, we do have an age difference. I'm going to be 28 this year, and Larry had just turned 58.
If you flex like this, you have no muscles, okay?
Been married for 3 years, like 6.5 years ago when I was 20, and he was actually a police officer. He came to a...
Did he just say, I love the reformatory? So the way they got married. Oh my god.
The first year I didn't introduce Larry on my channel because I was afraid of opening ourselves up. The channel sort of blew up. Hi everybody, and welcome back. And we got a lot of love and support, but we were also faced with a lot of hate recently.
Okay.
On Instagram, I didn't really bring it up on YouTube much, but on Instagram I did have a little bit of an issue. I brought it up a little bit that Larry and I did receive some phone calls. We received pizza at the house. There were...
Again, you keep saying that, but which kind of pizza was it? Was it Meat Lovers? I need to know.
Phone calls made to my parents. This person reached our phone number, said some very, very nasty information over the phone. It was reported to the police. The whole phone conversation is recorded, so it's kind of like in the police hands now.
Good.
And then like...
Then shut your mouth about it. Because then you're inviting your trolls to do it more because they know it's getting to you. The thing about hate threads is that when most people, mine, I love mine, but most people, when they comment about their hate thread, they say something that was mentioned in hate thread but nowhere else, the hate threaders go crazy. They're like, see? She's so pressed. They want you... Here's the thing about hate threads. They absolutely want you to read it so that you can see their vitriol and hate towards you. And then when you do, they're like, they're so pressed. Like, why do you have time to look at your shit? Like, you know what I mean? It's so weird to me, that part of it. But my haters, they want me to see that they hate me really badly. They want me to see the comments that I'm the potato that looks like a turd bucket who's balding and you're just an asshole misogynistic prick Nazi, okay? They want me to see it. And then when I do see it, they're like, holy cow, do you not have anything better to do? You're so stupid. You realize how dumb you are?
I've spoke about it briefly, but not to the extent that we're about to go in depth with on this show. You guys will see soon. So, yeah.
Wow.
We'll
Thanks for the
get there.
update, ditzy weirdo.
Texting.
Oh god.
Yeah, I think she's realizing because this is when she's talking about how they met, and she's like, "Oh my god, he does look like a predator. My bad."
Photographer. Just to clear that up, because that sounds kind of strange.
He's not a photographer. He's a police officer.
Ask you to clarify that because that sounded a little creepy.
It is creepy. He's not a photographer. Because I think he was telling her he wanted to build his portfolio. How is that portfolio going there, buddy? Did you grow it from there or no? Is your portfolio only Mindy Minx?
Chance at getting the explanation right. One shot to tell Dr. Phil how we met, and I
Dr. Phil
managed to make it sound super freaking creepy.
The reason, Mindy, you got to hear me out. Bring it in here, Mindy. I got to tell you this. The reason it sounds super creepy, Mindy, is because it is super creepy. There's no way around not making it sound creepy. Because the reality is, it is a creeper, weirdo, 50-year-old dude asking a 19-year-old girl, "Can I take your picture?" There's no other way to put it. There's no way to make it nice and be like, "Oh, it's just a misunderstanding." No, it's not. There's no chance to make it not sound creepy. That's why everybody's first reaction is, "That's damn creepy," because it is.
Didn't I?
You recovered nicely.
No, she didn't. Not.
At least I laughed about it. Like,
Oh, at least I laughed about the creepy predator remarks.
gee. So, let's talk about these for a minute. Now, these are comments that I don't share online because I am very aware, and Larry is very aware, that we have younger viewers. These comments are not...
Why are younger people watching this? What are you watching this for? It's a 58-9-year-old man with a 30-year-old girl. What? Why are kids watching this? What part of this is for kids?
appropriate. They're disturbing. They're disgusting.
These are the ones that get reported.
I do think it's
Good luck with that.
important to address these issues. I think it's important to share it and show you guys that this does happen. And
Look, I've told you guys many times before, and it's just the way it works. If you really, really, really want to get to the haters' goats, if you really want them to like just you nothing them, okay? It really, if you live outside of your hate, and a lot of people do, they're very good at it. Again, it comes with the thick skin and everything else. Like I embrace mine, and so it also pisses them off. But there's two ways to piss them off: embrace your hate or completely nothing them, because that makes them so mad. Okay, because they want your reaction. Again, like I said before, they want it so badly, and then when you give it to them, like, you reacted, what a dickhead. Like, some people will call me out in different threads on Reddit, and so I'll answer them. And they're like, are you stalking me? I'm like, you f***ing tagged me. You're in a thread about me, dumbass.
it's not okay. And if you are making comments like this and you are watching this video, not if you're making them at me. You might be making them at us. But
Mostly Larry. I think a lot of people think that you're just naive, innocent girl who has no way out, and you've bottlenecked yourself inside this situation, and now you live with like corner shelves like this and stuff.
general, don't do it. Be nice. And this is not nice. Like, I would never say these things to somebody. Would you ever say things like that to somebody?
No.
It's inappropriate. It's not nice. So we
It's true. Those are not nice comments.
just need to learn to be nice.
Also, you can learn to not be child exploiters. You could try that. Have you tried that? Again, Mindy and Larry, I make this promise to everybody. Take all of your videos about your children off of your social media. All of them. And I mean no instance of your children anywhere else, so they can't be recognized in the future because of your shitty, weird stories, okay? And I will stop doing videos, and I'll take my videos down about you. I've said it to every single person that I've talked about, okay? There are certain cases I'm going to leave up because we need them up, like 8 Passengers. That story needs to live forever on my channel, so we can never forget what Ruby did. But she didn't take her channel down out of like a necessity to protect her children, okay? They took it down to protect her from getting more hate. That was it. But now she's in prison. So people are like wondering, well, why you still have Micah's channel up? Because James Stauffer still has a channel that he's absolutely capitalizing on, still how they make their living. So there are lots of people, oh, Kira doesn't show her kids. Yes, she does show her kids. So spare me the stupid excuses, okay? I will make that promise. If somebody actually reaches out and says, Josh, you're right. You can even call me an asshole. Josh, you're an asshole, but you're right, okay? And I'm going to take my kids down because I think protecting them is more important. Even though you're a dickhead for the way you did it, I'll accept it because I believe that that's true. I can be a dickhead with a purpose. And you say, but you know what? I'm going to take my kids down. Can you take your videos down? I will.
But not everybody will be.
But no one ever has, is what I'm saying, right? Out of the goodness of their heart or the protection of the children, none of them have been like, I'm reaching out to you to say that I'm removing my stuff because it doesn't even have to be me that changed your mind. It could be, and many of the articles written about children, PDF files and artificial intelligence corn and stuff like that, and you can be like, that, you didn't change my mind, but that did. And I want to let you know that I am taking my kids off at every instance of them on the internet. And so I know you have a lot of videos about me and I'm going to take them down. Even with Doherty Dozen, I swear to God, I would do it. If Alicia took every instance of her children down, which would literally eliminate her whole channel, I would do it. I 100% would do it. Just try me. I dare you guys to try me.
But I think this is a good learning experience for a lot of other people. I'm hoping that this will be able to help other people that are involved in the same things. And then Dr. Phil kind of goes over what you can do and tips to do if you're going through this at home or in school
if
or
it was
online.
just hating on me, that would be, I don't care.
That's who we're mainly hating on.
But because of her channel and the content that we like to try and put out, there's a lot of families that watch Mindy's channel. And
so take it off then. You don't get to pick and choose what people comment about. If you're gonna have a 30-year age gap, and then there's gonna be a predatory way that you got with this girl at the beginning, and then you're gonna cheat on your wife, and literally throw away your old family so you can get this new girl, it's gonna come out on the internet. You don't get to pick and choose that, man. You're a police officer. You know better. The sleuthers do their job better than you do. You don't get to choose it. If you're gonna live shitty, it's gonna be exposed. And if you're gonna put yourself on the internet, it's gonna be exposed. It's just how the world works, man. Are you new here? Apparently. Again, this guy existed 30 years before the internet even came around. So I don't sort of blame him that much.
please, if you want to attack me verbally, I don't know, just don't.
Yes, I will. And I have been.
Do it on here because there's little ones, and if you have little ones, I'm sure you don't want them
Don't let little ones watch this shit. Don't let little ones watch family vloggers.
reading some of the things that were on the display.
Yeah, seeing this.
Yeah, and I agree with them. People are like, Josh, but you're snarking. Yes, but I'm not saying go off yourself and stuff like that. I'm not saying weird shit like that. My level is just funny. Theirs is crazy. There's a big difference.
On.
Why would you put the plugs up here, okay, but then put your TV all the way down here? Explain that to me. Why don't you put the TV up where it's supposed to go to hide the plugs? That's pissing me off.
A show when I was sitting in that chair did make me feel very hot. I felt tingly. It's one thing to
Maybe you shouldn't have drank the pre-workout before Dr. Phil.
read the comment at home when you're sitting on the couch and you open up your comments to go and reply to people. And, it's all fun and happy, and then you come across comments like these, and it's one thing to read it on your couch. It's just not okay. Like, being nasty is not a nice thing. Like, don't be nasty. But anyways, enough about that. Let's continue.
You had to know that this would be controversial. You didn't introduce him surprised when you got a reaction.
Exactly. Not surprised, just a little concerned. I expect a certain amount of hate. I think that anybody can receive it.
Right.
However, when somebody sends items...
Don't clap for your own self. Not allowed to do that. Ain't none of that. I'm really funny. Shut up, Jess fam.
What I cannot stand is when social media, or people who are involved in social media, or anybody that goes online and puts themselves out there, when they get attacked online or people are nasty to them online, what I really don't like is, well, you put yourself out there, so have fun with that.
And sorry, you don't get to pick and choose. That's the reality, man. That's why she's so naive. She's so naive. She's like, again, developmentally arrested as a teenager for some reason. I don't like when people say that. Well, too effing bad. That's the reality.
That's what you get. Like, it's gonna happen.
Yes.
Not saying against Dr. Phil, but that's like the common ground. Like, that's what everybody goes to is,
That's because it's the damn truth. What are you saying?
oh, well, you put yourself out there, so it's your fault. No, it's
Yeah.
not. Like, it's how I react. I have control over how I react to the hate. But do you know what I'm trying to say?
Nobody knows what you're trying to say. He's like, exactly, I don't know.
So I understand. So if anybody's confused and, wanting to come at me for, the attention, like, it's not that. Like, I understand making YouTube videos, being out on the internet. You're gonna get attacked. You're gonna
You agreed with you. You just said the thing.
get hate. But that shouldn't be the excuse as to why it's okay to be attacked on the internet.
What are you being attacked for? Okay, if it's just regular and you're just because there are creators out there who are sweethearts and they don't have a ton of hate at all. So you might get one comment here and there. But what is the root cause of the heat or the hate that you call it that you're getting for? Is the hate that your old dude husband, 50 years old, when he met a 19-year-old, said, let's take a picture of you? And like that's predatory and people don't like that? That's valid. That's literally valid. We are trying to warn our daughters of this same type of predator behavior to avoid. Okay, that's a valid, legitimate concern. And you just don't want to hear you call it hate. That's legitimate. Now, the people leaving those weird, gross comments, okay. I get that that's you got to put the 590 and then 5 principle in this because it's usually 10, 80, 10. It's 595 here. So you have 5% of people who hate you and just want to see you dead, which is gross and weird. And those people exist. And they're always going to exist no matter what kind of content you have. Then there's the 5% that will like literally die for you. Okay. They will go to war for you. We ride at dawn. Those weird ass people who have major parasocial relationships with you that think that they know you, that if they met you in public would probably faint. Weirdos. Okay. Then there's the 90% of people who just watch it and walk away and don't comment, don't do anything, aren't weird or nothing. Might leave a normal comment, okay? But they want to show you that the 5%, like, look at this! But that's the reality. It's always going to be that way. And when you go online, you are putting yourself into a reality that exists and a dichotomy that exists like that. And you are choosing that because by the nature itself of putting yourself out there, you are choosing that path. So that's what Dr. Phil, it's what we all say when we say that. You're unwilling to grasp this for some reason. And to my point about child exploitation is that you are, if you put your kids out there, that's also what you're putting them in. Do you understand? And so you're choosing that for your children, knowing well that that exists on the internet. Which means that you're choosing not to protect your kids.
I don't agree with that at all.
Well, that's fine. You're wrong.
But anyways, let's continue. You have anything to add to that?
Nope.
Larry doesn't care. Forehead.
Perfectly said?
Perfectly said. Get wrecked! Okay, I didn't see this part.
These are the people that say things to you that they would never say to you in an elevator.
I would. I'd say this shit to you in an elevator. I mean, if you got an elevator, I wouldn't get on because I wouldn't want to cause a fight. But I'd absolutely say this to you in an elevator.
They would never say it.
You got on the elevator with me, and you're like, oh my God, you're that guy that makes fun of me. I'm like, that's me. How are you doing? Good to see you.
If they were standing
Say it to my face, Larry, you're effing old, buddy.
behind you in the line at the grocery store, but they'll say it with the anonymity of a keyboard. Then there's the other category of when they jump from cyber world to the real world. And if somebody
With pizza, apparently.
shows up in your driveway or shows up outside, that's a whole different kettle of fish.
Yeah, but they live in Florida, so I wouldn't do that if I were you. This guy is literally a trained police officer who probably owns firearms. Don't do it anyway, but don't do it. Okay? Don't do it. This guy literally could have the right to, and literally because you are YouTubers on the internet, you have even more of a right to be like, look, I don't know what their intentions were because we're famous online. I wouldn't in Florida, is what I'm saying, if that's where they live now. Just wouldn't, okay? Don't do it. Don't do it anyway.
Fair, and I understand that. But look, you decided to go public.
Right.
And put yourself in the public arena. But it's not for everybody.
Right.
You're either tough enough to deal
Yep.
with that or you're not. I'm one of those people that has always said, I don't have a need to be loved by strangers.
Why do they watch the whole video and then do something like that? If I see something I don't like, I don't spend my time
Because
watching it.
some people love to hate.
Don't dap, or whatever that's called. Because, yeah, some people love to hate. That's what they exist for. They love it. That's their whole existence. But inside of that world also exists people who are trying to hold people accountable. Because the threads that I'm on, yes, there's lots of snark, and yes, I snark. But I think at its core are people trying to be like, at its core, these are child exploiters, and we're gathering receipts, and we're making sure these people are held accountable. There is some accountability to be had on these hate threads, for sure. I agree with that.
That's this guy, and his main goal was that
Why watch it if you don't like it? Because we're trying to raise awareness to assholes. That's why.
I should
stop making videos. And I said to him on the phone, I said, I will never stop making videos because I want to help others.
Okay, and
How are you helping others? What are you helping them with? Groceries? Helping them how to understand how to live with a literal senior citizen? We're helping. You're not helping. Influencers have to be like, I just want to brighten people's days. Well, then do something that brightens their day because none of you are funny. Is there a crack in my lens? What the hell happened there?
let me give you some advice. That's a mistake.
Yep.
You don't ever want to engage with a hater. Ever, never, ever, never.
He's right. If you don't want their pushback and want them to get on their threads after you engage with them, don't do it. They thrive in when you respond to them. They thrive in it. It's like their whole day is made because the person that they hate so much saw your comment and like take time out of their day to do it. And they're like, look at me.
That he said that.
It gives them power.
I'm glad you said that, because sometimes I don't know if I should respond or not.
Never, ever engage with a hater. I've testified before Congress about cyberbullying and worked on curriculums to use in schools and stuff. You don't want to engage with them. That's
Imagine having to learn in school not to engage with online haters.
exactly what
Wow.
they want. Block, report, and flag content. Realize that bullies are simply trying to get a reaction. Don't let them have control by overreacting, and just stay calm.
But to their defense, in some cases though, there are haters out there that are making salacious, very, very, very bad thing. Like some people, again, early on in my career, somebody accused me of R-ing somebody in Alaska. What? And they were like so angry and they were putting it out there. Most of the things my haters think about me or say about me is completely wrong. Like they're like, Josh's wife must be the most unhappy lady. If she ever saw that he made fun of women like that, oh, if my husband ever did this, I'm like, you're single and alone with cats. You don't have a husband. Okay. One time I made fun of my wife for thinking that couch will catch fire if you put over a register, right? People saw me and it went like, holy shit, he's the most abusive guy in the entire world. Like, have you been married? They're clearly not married. Because the ones who make the comments like, my husband would never, they don't have husbands. That's why. Anyway, I'm just trying to say, just clap them back a little.
So, with that being said, I hope that information helps a lot of you guys.
Why would it help a lot of these guys? How many of them have channels or who are watching you? How would it help anybody?
I have responded to bullies at times in the most professional, sweet way possible.
Well, it's because you're an ace lady.
Trust me. And now I will never waste
Why don't you just come out and do a video about, like, let's talk about the truth. You get a lot of views for this, Mindy. The haters clearly want to know about the truth. Did Larry cheat on his wife with you? Did he throw away his old family for you and start a new family? Has his son even met your children? Their half brother? Right? Are they ever going to? Are you ever going to just talk about that, the reality of everything? Because if you're going to put your life on the internet, then talk about the things instead of just clapping back with like, it's free, it costs nothing to be kind. Then just tell the damn truth, because you're living in a lie and then you expect people to just like go along with it. And so when people uncover this, the reason they uncover bad behaviors like what you guys have engaged in is because that's the nature of human beings. The Kira thing blew up and she lost basically her entire career because she cheated on Oscar and went with literally her best friend's husband. You just don't do those things, and people are going to talk about those things. It's not like you guys are innocent. That's the thing. Mindy wants you guys to think that she's innocent, and she is not innocent. Neither is Larry here. She's a home wrecker. He wrecked his home. Okay, that's a big part of this whole thing. Don't forget that. The age gap is what it is. Again, it was legal. It wasn't illegal. So it is what it is. You want to date with 50-year-old and you got a senior citizen kink. It is what it is. There's a kink for everybody. Okay? But just stop lying. That's what people want you to do. Okay? And then with your kids, you showed your kids until they started showing developmental delays and things like that. Then you took them off or whatever. That's what I'm hearing on the Reddit. That's not good enough. Okay? Just stop. Because as soon as those comments started rolling in about her kids being developmentally delayed, that's when she got upset. Right? Not that she was exploiting them, and not that she was not actually taking care of them, and not that it looks like she totally regrets having children. None of that stuff. It's just when that happened. So you're living inside of a lie, and we're all seeing it unfold. So if you were innocent, I would totally understand, but you're not innocent in this, and that's the problem.
seconds of my time to ever respond to those again. And
stop clapping for each other's statements.
Dr. Phil really helped me with that because a lot of times I would feel like, well, I have to defend myself or I have to explain myself wrong.
Okay, so, and she has done that. She's done that a million times. She's like talking about comments. She's done a million videos about how she talks about the comments and the negative feedback, but they've never discussed a comment, not as far as I'm aware, because I would have seen it, because some people had sent me some stuff. Maybe they have, and maybe I've missed it. But talking about Larry's ex-wife and his kid. Why have you never talked about that? Right? You'll discuss the other things, but you won't talk about the actual elephant in the room. Or, you know, the bag of bones in the room.
I do not have to defend my actions or my choices to anybody. I do not have to
and so she gets mad at people for saying, well, if you get on the internet, it's your fault. She hates that. But I hate when influencers say this. I don't have to defend my... You sort of do. This is your audience that you have built and you make money on. You have literally built an audience based off your story. And so when your story shifts and people and things are found out about it, that's when influencers are like, I don't know anybody's explanation. I mean, I guess it's your prerogative, but you sort of do, because you built your whole personality and your whole wealth off of living your life in, you know, real and raw form. Here's us. All of a sudden, when it's not convenient for you, you don't owe any big explanation. That's really weird. Okay, that's really weird. And when people say that, it pisses me off because, yeah, you do.
Explain myself to anybody, nor does Larry.
But then you have explained yourself. So then why explain yourself ever?
We're in trouble with the law, I guess then you would have to explain. But yeah, so there's all sorts of steps.
They cut some shit out there.
So much. Like, that's pretty much the end of the show. Let me finish this tape.
And realize it comes with the territory. You chose to put it out there. Just realize.
I mean, he's right.
That comes with the territory. If this was easy, everybody would do it. And you have
it is easy.
Channel.
It's just a bunch of comments from strangers. Who gives a shit? Like, honestly, truly, in the end, who cares? Now, if someone goes real world, I care. Right? Someone comes after my family, I care. But in the end, the amount of money we make as influencers, and I am flabbergasted when I get paid every month. I cannot believe it. Okay, I'm very blessed, and I'm like, this could go away tomorrow, and I feel like almost scared sometimes. But like, if the reality is I just get a few haters who are sitting around hating on me because they don't like me, who gives a shit about them? Really? Honestly, this is the easiest job you will ever have if you can make a job out of it. Okay? And if the haters and stuff are causing you to like do things that like make you uncomfortable and like you're just like, oh, I'm so, then get off the internet. You're not built for it. This ain't for you. That's what he's saying, and he's right.
So, you know, it's hard work, so realize that.
You know, a lot of you know that I like Erin Williams, okay? And I did a video early on about her and the racism and all that kind of stuff. But one thing that I will give her accolades for is that Erin Williams also embraces her hate culture. Another one is Bryce, what's his name? I forget his name, but he used to be one of those thirst TikToker guys, and now he's kind of embraced, like, holy shit, I can't believe how cringy I was, and like, there's this embracement of these creators who just embrace it and like accept it as part of them, and they become immune to it. It's a brilliant strategy, by the way. And Erin Williams is one of those early ones where I started making fun of her, and she left a comment on one of my posts and says, I used to make their heads really big and their hands really tiny and their feet small. And she's like, can you make my boobs really big? And she commented on it, and I'm like, oh man, please don't be cool. And she was cool. And so these types of people I can talk to and get inside information for, because again, they embrace it all. And again, it's so freeing. Have you ever walked away from the internet for a little while have you ever taken a social media break after being on it for so long, and how freeing it is? Like, you're going on vacation. Like, I don't go on social media when I'm on vacation. I might make a post or two on Instagram, but I won't like scroll. I have a million messages when I get back because I just leave it. It's because it's something I'm good at, right? My ADHD brain allows me to just like completely put my phone away and walk away, and I'm okay with it. It feels good. The same thing happens when you embrace the hatred that you get. It's so freeing. And I mean, maybe there needs to be some online courses about how to do that.
It's just part of the problem.
Or you could go on Dr. Phil and cry about it. You could do that too, I guess.
Right? You just have to deal with that.
Deal with it. Block the haters. Don't respond.
And the more successful you are, the more haters you will have.
So that is pretty much it. And I do agree with him. Like, it does come with the territory.
You just said you don't agree with him on that. Make up your mind, Mindy.
We need to put an end to that bullying. But that was our experience. Our experience overall was very wonderful. I loved it. It was fun.
Dr. Phil was very polite.
He was.
Wow.
He was sweet. He talked to us for a little bit after the show, kind of told us some stories that he's been through, and he just really gave us such an insight on how to deal with it. And it's something that I think I want to talk about more on my channel, with helping you guys with too, because if it helps me.
Who is it helping, Mindy? Your main audience is just a bunch of moms that stay at home. They don't have channels. They don't get hate because they don't put their shit on the internet like you do. Who are you helping?
I want to be able to help you, you know?
Those who are in the same echelon of you, as you, they already know. They don't need your help, Mindy. You an old bag of bones here. They're not watching you.
And he encouraged her channel, which is nice.
He was so sweet. Dr. Phil really was sweet. Many people asked how we were on Dr. Phil or how it happened. We were actually sitting at home in the living room, and I actually received an email from the show asking us if we would like to be on it. I thought it was
on the show.
Fake. I was like, this cannot be real. I asked my mom. She's like, I don't know. I actually texted Brizzy. You guys know who Brizzy is.
We don't.
Asked her, and she looked into it. And actually, Brizzy and Tessa did come and support us at the show. So Brizzy and Tessa.
We saw Brizzy on the TV.
Yeah, Brizzy.
Whoa, not on the TV, Larry. Is she on the TV?
Tessa was there too.
Brizzy, we saw you on the television.
I saw her.
Hand me the converter.
She was there.
So thank you, Brizzy and Tessa, for joining us and watching the show. And it just made us feel so much better that we had somebody in the audience that we knew. And
what is this shirt?
All of you guys, we love you so much. Oh, there's one thing I wanted to say. In the beginning of the show, I think it was kind of introduced that I revealed a secret and my subscribers
jumped,
turned their back or something like that, or something like that. And that wasn't exactly true. It was almost like the new people that were coming in were very negative about Larry and I.
It's because you're doing Harry Potter unboxing and then you literally introduced Dumbledore's uncle.
Yeah, and the more numbers we had with regards to subscribers, the more attention was drawn to it.
The more, if you don't have a following of hate, you're not big enough.
And I think a lot of the negativity came from people that hadn't subscribed. They were just not aware of us.
Yeah.
And I don't think that was 100% accurate.
Yeah, so I just want to say to all of our subscribers, we love you guys so much. Without you guys,
why is there so much hate? And we're never gonna meet these people. But we love you, strangers on the internet.
Not be here. This whole journey would not have happened. We're just blown away. We love you guys. Please know that we love you guys. And I'm sat here editing the video and I realized we never really ended it properly. So first of all, thank you guys for watching.
Larry's like, it's 14 hours past my bedtime. What is this thing?
Thank you. Second of all, we want to film a Q&A, so make sure you guys head over to my Instagram. I'm actually going to pop up a poll on Instagram or a little questions box for you guys to submit questions for a Q&A, because that's going to be Saturday's video.
Saturday! I don't care. Anyway, there's the Mindy Minx video that people wanted me to watch. I thought it was quite interesting, though. A lot of cool tidbits in there about how dumb they are. Mindy Minx and Larry Bones. Anyway, a lot of tidbits in there about, like, I don't agree that if you put yourself online, you get hate. It's just the real. I mean, there is a reality, and they don't give a shit about your feelings. That's it. What is it? Ben Shapiro says facts don't care about your feelings. That's really what it is. Now, you can think that you don't deserve the hate, and maybe you don't to some degree, especially that gross stuff for sure, but you get it. Does anybody really deserve hate? Yes, they do. There are people who deserve hate. People who exploit children deserve it. Okay, I will say this till the end of time. Some people's like, on my Mindy Minx was like, you're just bullying. And I'm like, and? Yeah, anything else? If you exploit children, you deserve it. You get it? Children are like the most vulnerable people in our society and often have the least amount of protections. So if I'm out here doing my little bit, and you get a little bit upset with it, I don't give a shit, okay? Because you deserve it. Stop exploiting children on the internet. Putting your damn stories out there. And having kids at 60, that's selfish. That's absolutely selfish. To have your children grow up without their father. Think about that for a minute. Also, throwing away your old family, that's a really bit weird too. So hopefully Larry's ex-family reaches out to me. Again, if you reach out to me, you want to stay anonymous, absolutely happy to keep you anonymous. And that's something I promise everybody, and I've never, ever, ever broken my word on that. So everybody, take a deep breath. Not you, Larry. You don't deserve one of those. Okay? But thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate you. If you're in a relationship that's like a huge age gap, know that I don't hate you for it, okay? As long as it was done all above board and legal, that's not the big issue here. And a lot of people are taking offense to that. But you should also be like able to take a joke here and there, okay? Because it's just the way the world is. If you can't take a joke about your own self no matter what it is, that must be lonely and boring. Because I can take jokes. And I am a joke sometimes. It is what it is. So you guys stay safe out there, all right? And if you meet a cop who's 50 who asks to take your picture, here's what you say. You know, I'm good. I can take selfies. Thanks, though. Anyway, I'll see you when I see you.